now.
Hey, what's going on?
Security! He's harassing us.
What's going on? What's going on, man?
Right now. I'll kill you right now.
We found him again. Look, he's right there. He's literally following us. I like catch things like that.
No, I'm not taking my hand off. No, I'm not taking my hand off. No, stop it.
We all hate it when people stalk us, but many cases can be creepier than anyone ever thought, like an ex-boyfriend stalking a married woman.
You don't do that to somebody you love. Think about the absolute nightmare and hell that he made the last few months of her life.
Guilty of count number 2, stalking, extreme emotional distress. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
And a woman who finally faced the consequence of stalking her ex-boyfriend.
Are you supposed to be up here? Were you in his vehicle earlier? Well, we got a complaint from him that you were in his vehicle tonight and you're harassing him and stalking him.
Pre-sentence investigation does not paint a pretty picture. Your bad practice is not my problem. I don't think it's my bad practice. We're done.
These are the moments when the worst stalkers get the lesson of their lifetime. Starting with an ex-boyfriend who stalked his ex-girlfriend in a way that even the police were confused. In November 2023, a woman named Crystal Krug reached out to police, saying she was being followed by a stalker and was also receiving suspicious messages.
This month, I have received numerous text messages, and then today I got an email that is very threatening, threatening against both me and my family. Found me on social media apps or whatever and contacted, and it's never been an issue until this month. So this month I have received numerous text messages, and then today I got an email that is very threatening, threatening against both me and my family. And it escalated to the point that he took a recent picture of my husband at his work location. So the stalking is getting a little too aggressive at this point in time.
Like
so
he took it himself?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's just the thing.
Okay.
So my last contact with this individual was 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Ended on a social media app of messages back and forth, where I told him I was happily married. I had no interest in what he kept contacting me. He kind of blew things up and then blocked me. I blocked him, haven't heard from him since.
Okay.
This all started this month, and I have a whole log. I have all the text messages. I have the email. I have not responded or engaged at all. But the text messages started on October 2nd. Asking to meet up, saying that he looked me up, quote, because I've never given him my phone number, I've never given him my email address, I've never given any kind of contact information at all. He ended with that he hoped that I killed myself. Hadn't heard from him at all until today. Today he sent an email to me with a picture of my husband, asking if this was my husband. It's a recent picture of either today or within the last couple of days, because it's in his work location with snow on the ground, and saying that he hopes he drives real safe and that nothing gets in his tailpipe.
Okay.
And I again have not responded. So I'm very concerned for my safety. So I guess my question for you is there a course of action to possibly take that could potentially safeguard me from this individual?
While speaking with authorities, Crystal expressed concerns about her well-being, cautiously raising questions about possible measures that might provide some form of protection from the unsettling situation she faced.
So he is a bit of a drifter, not that he's homeless or anything, but I went to, after early October, I paid for whatever background searches, like on the internet, that's only like a truth finder. It looks like he's all over the place. I don't see a current address in Colorado.
Okay.
But clearly he's in Colorado. And his very first text message to me said that he gets into Boulder every couple of weeks or something like that.
Okay.
So he's clearly in Colorado. I just don't know where. And the phone number that he texted me from, again, I will send you all information, including the phone number he texted me from and the email that he sent just today. But that isn't even registered. to anybody. So I don't know if it's blocked or spoofed or what it is. And I wouldn't want to, my inclination is to not respond to this or engage with him at all for whatever delusions that he thinks that we're in some kind of relationship 20 years later, and I have never even seen him. You know, like, it's just, this is a little obsessively strange.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. And there could be like a slew of reasons of why it's kind of been sporadic over the years. We will never really know until we can try to maybe talk to him, but that's where we can start for right now.
The situation did not stop with the text messages. Just a few days later, Crystal once more contacted authorities, this time reporting another matter she considered serious.
Okay. I can only assume a tracker, based on the fact that he could show up there, and I don't see vehicles unless he's like stationed out like on corners. He's really on the street to know when I'm leaving.
Okay.
But
Nobody, like no car that keeps popping up that you can think of that's like, hey, it's weird, I saw X car or anything like that.
Well, I ran a background check on him, and I know what vehicle he drives, and I never see that vehicle. But it's a nondescript vehicle.
The Camry?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he could be switching vehicles as well if he's having fun trading with a friend. So.
And so this would be my next question.
Yeah.
Are you sure he is actually putting eyes on you and following you, or is he just saying stuff that's specific but general enough that he could? You're like, ooh. Like.
So the only way that I could think of that this event that he would be able to say what he did without putting eyes on me is if he had a tracker on my phone and my phone picked up literally in that building and it didn't pick up any of the other surrounding buildings. But otherwise, like where I parked and then where I went to tell me that I went into my dentist.
Yeah, that's
on
that
that street
weird.
when there's like so many other businesses there. The only other one is that he had taken a picture of my husband getting out of his vehicle.
Where?
In Denver.
Okay.
And was like within like a certain range. So that's the only one that I have that's confirmation that like he would have seen.
On November 7th, 2023, Crystal began cooperating closely with the officers to address the situation. She even prepared a detailed timeline of incidents, helping law enforcement better understand the sequence of events and concerns.
Yes, it's been a little harrowing, I gotta say. For the most part, you know, anything that I had interactions before, I have never dealt with like this kind of level in like a online version, and I think to myself of like advice that I give to my kids, I'm like, watch out for online people, and I'm like, this is exhausting. This is real. Like, I can't believe like any kids would be dealing with stuff like this that comes from all directions at any time. Oh, yeah. You know, it's just, it's a lot, and it has definitely made me like paranoid everywhere I go, unfortunately. So
no, I can completely understand that.
Yeah. Oh, and I keep trying to remind myself this is intending to be terrorizing. This is intending to scare me.
Okay, and in this timeline, we dated summer of '99.
Okay.
Very briefly. Like there was a breakup somewhere here, like in the fall, so I did this kind of like also that you could see like way over here. Last contact I ever had with him where he tried to reach out to me personally, saw him in person, would have been like in the spring of 2001. Everything here you're going to see question marks because I'm like, about? I'm just trying to remember like where I was living and where I had kids at the time because it was pretty alarming, right? Where he's like, we're meant to be together and my family loves that we're talking. And I'm like, whoa, you think that we're like in a relationship? Right. So I shut it down real hard. I said, this is really creepy for me. You need to stop. I'm married, happily married with children. You need to stop. And he got like real emotional, real hurt. It wasn't angry, but it was hurt and real like over the top emotions, and then blocked me on, because you can see when somebody blocks you on Facebook, I'm like, good, and I blocked him, and then I shut down Facebook entirely before the pandemic. So like there was no way to get a hold of me on any kind of old email address or old way, and that's when this starts.
Okay.
So I like hopefully this kind of gives a gauge of just how ridiculous this is. So this all started back up again out of the blue. Again, he did not have my cell phone number ever, because the number I have, even though I've had it forever, was after these contacts, right? So like he never had my phone number or my email, though I have to tell you, I have a really unique name. It's really easy to find me online.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like really easy to find me. So he probably could have done just a comprehensive Google search, but what is important is that it started October 2nd and 3rd. The only thing that was really alarming about this one was I was like,
what do you mean you looked me up? And I immediately got a sense that this something is not, especially after this last interaction where I'm like, you're pretty delusional and you're coming out again of the woodworks and now going above and beyond to really find me. And then when I didn't respond, and you'll see, so this is on Monday at 1, and when I don't respond, then immediately the next day it just keeps going.
Crystal later mentioned her husband had seen someone running from their garage, a detail police considered important, leading them to approach Daniel Krug for further questioning.
4:15, 4:20.
Okay.
So I left. I watched the garage door closing, not necessarily closed.
Sure. Okay.
My wife drove that point home on me. Ran up to the store. I came back about 4:50, 4:55.
Okay.
As I came down, the door was open.
The bigger one or the third?
The double bay door.
Okay.
So as I pulled in, I saw someone. I think it was a guy, but it was so fast.
Yeah.
Blue jeans, gray shirt, run out, jump over my gate, and take off that way.
Got it. Okay.
I cared less about following him than getting inside and checking on my kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
My daughter is adamant no one came in the house.
Okay.
She never heard the garage door open. She was in the living room right next to it.
Okay.
My wife and I tested her, and I opened and closed the garage door, and she couldn't hear it over the TV anyway.
Okay. Did you notice any tools or anything missing? That's a pretty common item. No.
No.
Okay.
It's all basic tools anyway, nothing fancy.
Sure.
No tools missing. The bikes are all hanging on the wall still. None of those are gone.
Got it.
Skis are in there. Golf clubs. Everything seems to be there.
Okay.
Except a spare key.
The house key. Okay.
On November 16th, 2023, police interviewed Daniel once more to question him regarding a possible suspect believed to be targeting Crystal.
So I guess give me the background that you are aware of with Anthony.
How far back?
Well, my understanding is Christelle was dating him way back in like 1999, so I don't know whatever information you have over the years.
She dated him prior to her relationship with me. So that ended sometime before summer of 2001. That's when Christelle and I started dating. She and I got married in 2007. Fast forward, still married. I know that so they had dated at some point when we were living in our old house, and again, this is in her log that she's given you. He had reached out to her via Facebook, wanted to connect, and she was very open about that with me at the time that he had reached out. She accepted the friend request. Who doesn't have friends from high school and college that you don't really talk to? Then he started saying some creepy things, song lyrics, talking about romantic movies. She shut it down, shut down the conversation with him. She blocked him. I don't know if he blocked her, and kind of went away. And every so often, I can't say there was any real pattern or theme to any of it. He would reach out to her again. Again, always via social media. That stopped when she got rid of social media. I feel like that was pre-COVID, that she dropped her Facebook account, and then the series of events over the last few weeks.
Okay. Gotcha. And I guess at what point did she tell you that he recontacted her this last time?
was either November 1st or November 2nd. It was after she had gotten a picture of me at work.
Okay.
That she brought me up to speed on that.
Gotcha, okay.
On December 14th, 2023, police received a troubling call from Daniel about Crystal shortly after she had gone to meet with an officer concerning the ongoing case.
Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency, but this feels really weird.
Okay.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Okay.
And we've had threats against us. She was supposed to meet with Detective Martinez today, but I can't get a hold of him. Can I get either someone in the house to check in with Martinez, or maybe both, maybe a wellness check at the house?
What's your wife's name?
Christil, Kristil.
Okay. And last name?
Krug. She texted me like, I don't know, 3-ish hours ago, and I've asked her multiple questions since then, and she's not responding.
Oh, okay. What was going on when you talked to her about 3 hours ago? Was she okay? What was she having any medical things? Anything going on?
She asked me to pick up our daughter from school because she had to meet with Martinez.
Okay. So she was supposed to like come into the PD and meet with Martinez?
Police immediately rushed to the Krug residence to investigate the matter. When they went inside the house, they made a shocking discovery.
No!
Did you guys start together?
I know a lot of questions right now. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of answers for you. But I know what you want to do right now, and you can allow that. Okay, it's to maintain the integrity of the investigation. Trying to find out what they did, and we're going to find out in the future, okay? So, along those lines, I know it seems like the wrong time, but it's no time like now. Because we'd like to search the residence so we can begin our investigation and try and get through this fast.
Yes, go.
Do you understand what I'm asking you to do?
No, but go.
Okay. I'd like to, if you would, you want the call form, so I have it in writing. I understand you verbally gave it. Print your name there. We are asking for permission to search your property and everything therein. To try to find out who did what.
You need to sit down.
I didn't protect her. I was the person who protect.
Officers discovered Crystal lifeless in the garage and brought Daniel in for questioning. During interrogation, he pointed to her ex-boyfriend Jack as a suspect, prompting police to look into him.
I'm going to ask you a couple of names to see if you recognize any names. Okay. Have you ever heard of the name Crystal Krug? She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her.
Yeah.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Crystal?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long's the ex? Like how long ago?
9
1999. Oh, so like a long while ago.
She was my very first girlfriend ever.
Oh, okay. When was the last time you talked to Crystal? Has it been a minute?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Like since you moved from Durango?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been what, back in 2014?
Yeah.
Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody, or have they contacted you at any time?
No.
I'm going to give you a phone number, and it's to a sergeant with the Broomfield Police Department.
Okay.
He would like you to reach out and talk to him.
All right.
They have an incident. I don't know the full details of their incident out there, and so I'll let him talk to you about that aspect. He had asked us to come out here to your house and talk with you. They were debating on, you do have an active warrant out of Broomfield Police Department, and they were debating on if they were going to have us arrest you or not. They are not going to have us arrest you on it. I'm going to advise you of the fact that you do have a warrant out of Colorado, and you can talk to this sergeant about the details of it, if that makes sense, when you call and talk to him.
Police observed Jack displaying signs of impairment, yet he appeared startled by the situation. A background check was conducted, during which officers uncovered several inconsistencies that raised further concerns.
Yeah, I don't know why I did.
So that's just because you got that active warrant. I don't know the details of the stalking warrant. It's a stalking warrant. You can talk to him about that as well. It's just when you call that number, that's his cell phone, just talk to him.
From here. There's no way he could have made that drive. If he flew, we would have record of that. That doesn't show up on any sort of flight record through the FBI, DEA, Homeland Security, anything like that. And then, in fact, he was contacted in his house, severely intoxicated.
All this time that we've been looking for him, for the protection order, and you just found him today, like that?
Because I've been looking at you, but I've been waiting for these records to come back.
We've been chasing the wrong dog.
Am I under arrest? It sounds like you're accusing me.
We have a lot of information that points your direction, and we were hoping that you could provide a legitimate explanation other than it wasn't me.
The detective noted the family's security cameras had been turned off during the murder. This raised red flags because Jack did not have access to the camera.
And she's a fighter. She is strong. She would have fought. That's why I warned them when I was at the house, and I asked, did she get any shots off? She has a gun. She just went through the concealed carry class. She has an appointment to get her license. She had to have been surprised, but without a doubt, she fought.
Here's where the Krug family camera system comes back into play. Now, during the time that someone would have been home with Christelle, there was an unexplained internet outage, and one of the cameras had an obstructed view, as if someone had placed something over part of the camera.
How do you explain the cameras being turned off then? If it's some mystery man. Because I'm also pretty sure that Google's going to be able to tell us what device turned those cameras off.
But it can't be mine. I didn't turn them on.
But that's not all.
So some of that information that we've been able to receive today is a little bit, I don't know, concerning, I guess. The Gmail account that, and you can speak more specifically.
And that text now number we were talking about, the number that he initially texted Chris Steele from. The Gmail account, the Kickman account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
It doesn't make any sense. Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Right. But both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that list back to your office.
I don't know what to do with that.
Well, tell us about the IP address. Do you know anything about the network or anything at your work? Or
I do money.
Yeah, I know, but like here, I believe me, I know nothing about tech stuff. That's why I keep looking to him to explain this crap. I still know
there are Wi-Fi access throughout the facility for employees, and there's public Wi-Fi access throughout the entire facility.
Okay.
CPHE guest, I think is what it is. And we literally post the passwords in every single meeting room.
Okay.
The board meeting I was running yesterday, I can literally pull up the video because I have to record it. And on a table in the back of the room, giant paper that says what the Wi-Fi is and what the password is.
Okay.
What's the IP address on your computer on your desk?
I couldn't tell you.
As police pressed Daniel further, cracks began to appear in his account, and his once solid alibi started to crumble.
He had asked her at one point if she wanted to have sex.
I think he's approached her multiple times.
Right. So this next time, if there's any bit of question about infidelity, whether it's with Anthony or anybody else, we might create an account to see if we can create a facade or see if Christine's actually interested in Anthony. So we ask her and push the bounds a little bit and see if that will confirm our suspicions of infidelity. You don't get the response and the openness you once did for about 28 days, from October 2nd to October 31st. So you amp it up a little bit. Send a photo of yourself to her at an account you created. See what her response is.
I mean, the IT department, in fact, I can go check on where we're at with those records, but a lot of this stuff is going to shine through. My hope is just that we can at least be honest about those things and agree that maybe this started out the way that it was reported, and then maybe it turned into something different.
Because that would suggest that I would put my children through this. We were drilling the kids on what to do if we said run. That they had to pair up, they had to run. I'm looking into counseling for the kids. Figure out when the heck to start that. I get the narrative you're putting together, but it alleges that I would do this to my children.
Daniel's version of events only deepened suspicions, and with his explanations failing to convince, police pressed him harder for the truth he seemed desperate to keep buried.
Well, provide us a different explanation then. We know it's not Kickman. If you were watching these facts unfold in front of you in a movie, what would you say happened?
There has to be someone else.
That was able to turn off the cameras, that was able to access a password-protected system to turn off cameras, that was able to use your IP address from your work to create accounts, to send messages and photos, to act as a stalking suspect. Well, tell me. Help me make sense of it.
I don't know, I'm not the one who does this. I'm analytical at work, and I read and write fiction at home. I don't do crime drama. I don't know what it is. I want to go see my children. I've explained this to others. In my family, when bad things happen, you don't scatter. I want to see my children. Are we done here? Are we done here?
Well, that's up to you. I mean, I think we still have a lot of unanswered questions, but I mean, I'd like to know what happened this morning. I'd like to know
Me too.
what caused you to get so upset to hurt your wife, because I believe that's what happened. I believe that you've been because there's no other logical explanation.
I want to know what happened to her. Did she fight? Did she get shots off? Where was she in the house? I have Linda, who said they were doing CPR in the garage. And that's all I know. So tell me, did she fight? Did she get shots off? Where is she in that house?
We haven't been there to know. And there's only one person in this room that can tell us. Detective King Solomon and I have been here with you.
I think you know the answer to all those questions. And I think that the evidence will show us that, but we're not there to look at it because we're hopeful that you're going to tell us the truth about what happened, and finally show your wife that you truly do love her by coming clean on all this stuff.
And there has to be someone else.
Police presented their reasoning alongside Daniel's version of events, outlining what they believed made sense. Yet, despite their explanations, the inconsistencies only created doubts.
I don't know, I've seen a lot of crime drama. I know you don't, but if the boyfriend wanted to be with her, he would want to eliminate you. And I don't think they can mistake you for him. Or her. I mean, I don't think you guys look alike. So, I mean, why would a boyfriend who is spending time with, let's just use your theory, probably having sex with, probably good sex because it's a fair sex, probably hearing her talk about how she wants to divorce you and is making plans to divorce you, why in God's name would that boyfriend then come over to her house?
I have no idea. Maybe she got cold feet. Maybe she was tired of that. Maybe she had two. I don't know.
I think you got confirmation or found out that she had a boyfriend this morning, or something happened that pissed you off, and you did something that you regret now because you can't go back. and you can't go back to stalking her secretly, or pretending to be her stalker, or making plans, having cooperation with one another, although it's not romantic, having cooperation with one another to fight together against Kickman. That's what I think happened. And I think it's a shame that you're not being more honest about it, because your wife deserves it.
I've answered all of your questions that I can. Please let me know when I can return to my house. I need to figure out what the heck to do for a dog. I need to take care of my children. You have your theory. It is wrong. Please.
Police eventually arrested Daniel Krug and charged him with stalking, identity theft by impersonation, and first-degree murder. Daniel was brought before the court, where the trial moved forward. As proceedings unfolded, evidence steadily mounted against him and tightening the case.
This was about Dan losing control. He was not in love with Christelle, and that resentment had turned to rage by the time we get to December 14th. Think about what he did to her. You don't do that to somebody you love. Think about the absolute nightmare and hell that he made the last few months of her life.
However, the defense attorney disagreed with the prosecutors, countering their claims and presenting arguments that challenged the narrative laid out in court.
And there is an enormous disconnect between that and the circumstantial picture the prosecution wants you to believe. Mr. Krug did not kill his wife. He did not commit these crimes.
With the evidence piling up, the jury eventually came to a decision on the case, and the judge read the verdict to let him know about his fate.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree, guilty of count number 2, stalking, extreme emotional distress.
In the next case, a woman believed her sense of entitlement would shield her from consequences, only to learn the hard way that the law spares no one special treatment. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. On November 7th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a Westlake, Ohio residence after a man called 911 to report a stalker. The police quickly rushed to the scene and started investigating the stalking report. The officers approached the victim and started gathering information.
My ex-girlfriend continues to stalk me and park her car next to wherever I am and follow me home every night.
After learning all the details from the victim, the police were able to locate Hannah and started questioning her. Her attitude, however, made it seem like she didn't care about anything.
Did you invite her here?
No.
Are you sure?
No. Yeah, she,
Are you sure you didn't invite her here?
Yes, I never invited her to anything.
Because she said that you invited her here.
Yeah, I know. She probably would have said that. She actually, yesterday, followed me to my apartment, stole stuff out of my car.
Yeah.
Medications that I need, my car keys, which I was finally able to get back from her, a laptop, and my wallet. And she has run up a bunch of charges on one of my credit cards now.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and then she, because I did date her back in April, we probably ended it. She kind of knew passwords to like my accounts and stuff.
Where did
she's been messing with my accounts.
Where did she rack up the charges at?
It was all from Amazon.
Hannah Freeman was charged with menacing by stalking.
Hannah Freeman? Are you supposed to be up here? Mm-hmm. You are? Were you in his vehicle earlier? Mm-hmm. No?
Well, we went to get dinner together, but...
You guys, where'd you guys go get dinner at?
King's.
King's?
King's, yeah.
Raising Cane's? Which one?
North Olmsted.
North Olmsted? Okay. Well, we got a complaint from him that you were in his vehicle tonight and you're harassing him and stalking him.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Did you take some items from him last night? Is your phone in the car?
I am. I'm putting it down.
Step over here.
Putting it down.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. You don't got anything on you that's going to stick, poke, anything like that?
No.
Put your hands together like you're praying.
Hannah's lawyer tried a last-ditch effort to sway the case in his favor. However, little did he know, his little tactic was about to backfire.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Court has considered this matter. This is frankly a bizarro breakup between two professionals. Pre-sentence investigation does not paint a pretty picture of your behavior, Ms. Friedman. You should have known that was over. It's my understanding that the victim had someone else in his life. I'm going to place you on 18 months of community control. You'll be ordered to have no contact with Mr. McKenzie, the victim, in this case, as a condition of community control. You are to wear a GPS device for the first 90 days. You'll be on house arrest with work release. You'll be ordered to undergo mental health counseling, particularly to establish healthy boundaries. And you will serve the first 7 days of this term of probation in our county jail. You are ordered remanded.
We hadn't agreed sentence.
You didn't agree with me, Mr. Kinlan, and I am charged with sentencing.
At this point, Your Honor, I'm going to make a motion to withdraw the plea or rather go to trial.
Because you don't like the sentence?
No, because we don't like the way the court has interpreted the facts.
Mr. Kinlan, did you talk to me about sentence before you pled your client?
You were not available, Your Honor.
I'm available all the time, Mr. Kinlan. You chose to plead your sentence, your client.
We only met with you one time, Your Honor. At this point, we'd ask to withdraw.
I'm offended that you would make the insinuation here that I don't work enough.
I'm not making that insinuation.
How long, when was this case indicted?
December.
Yeah, half a year ago.
Your Honor,
Did you make any effort to talk to me in the last 6 months about how I would sentence your client?
Yes,
no.
We did.
You did? When?
When I asked you to take her off GPS back in April.
Okay, and I did.
Yes.
But that wasn't about sentencing, was it? I just asked you, did you make any effort to talk to me about what sentence I would impose after you negotiated a plea deal with the state of Ohio?
No, we did have an agreed sentence from the state. We asked the court to go along with the agreed sentence.
You didn't ask me. Sorry.
The plea is not knowingly voluntary.
Your bad practice is not my problem.
I don't think it's my bad practice.
We're done.
Listen, hold on.
If Hannah's reckless obsession showed how stalking can ruin lives, our next case revealed something far darker, and this time, it involves a police officer.
Why was your gun being stolen, of so little importance to you?
On February 13th, 2023, police arrived at the home of former officer Miles Bryant, the suspect in Susana Morales' murder. What happened next was unsettling.
Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States, was in Las Vegas, and I am not any harm, and people know that, sir. My right leg is numb. Please, sir. I am relaxed totally, sir. You asked if I was relaxed, and I am, but my right leg. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, it is. Thank you so much, sir. My kneecap is pushing it, and I am not resisting, sir.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I am not harmful. Dorville.
You gotta calm down, man. That's what it's about. We're past everything. Now we're de-escalating.
I have been de-escalating, and I am not harmed to anyone.
All right. Well, you hurt someone already.
No, he harmed me, sir. That is accurate information.
Well,
He didn't even allow me to put my shoe on properly. I have a First Amendment right to speak my opinion as a law-abiding citizen. The police left only about 15 minutes ago, and they allowed me to stay in that restroom, sir, without any harm. She called back with intentions for me to be arrested. Excuse me, sir? I'm talking about the lady with the red, with those brown shoes. The Uggs, I believe. I have not been any harm. Please, sir, it's too much pressure. Please, I'm a fully functional 32-year-old black male. I am not any harm.
Good. You don't want to hurt.
I am not under any harm, and I do not want to hurt the Druryville Police Department. I have a right to live, and I do have a future. I have a full year of college credit from the #1 university in the United States of America. I go to Purdue Global, and I am not any harm. I was evaluated and released without any precautionary measures. If anything, this young lady is using her employment as measurement for harm. Sir, I am not medicated for anything that's, please, sir, because I do.
It's coming up?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, we're going to get you up, all right? Good?
Sir,
I'm going to help you up.
the only thing that is
Okay,
a little
turn.
wobbly.
Turn.
All right.
Turn. Now sit up.
Yes, sir.
Sit yourself up.
I'm not any harm.
All right. Now we're going to help you up.
I am not any harm.
There you go.
May I put on my shoes, sir, or that's not possible?
We'll get your shoes
Thank
for
you
you.
so much, sir. I am not any harm at all. The FBI is owed over $80,000.
Miles was taken into custody and brought in for questioning, where he revealed some significant information regarding his involvement.
We could probably sit here and talk all day, all night, but I don't think it's going to get us anywhere. Unfortunately, you have nothing to say that we can do this, and we still have more work to do. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to find DNA where we need to find it. Somebody broke into your truck, stole your gun and your wallet.
My wallet was just lost. I found that at the house. Yeah, you probably realize how much of a hassle it would be to get new stuff, but...
Did you call us back and let us know?
Yes.
So there's a supplement report that says you called back?
Should be. I remember calling the detective 1000 number. I think, is it 1000?
Did you call the officer and tell him to do a report that it was located?
No, I didn't even have the card. No.
Why not?
So you report your gun stolen and didn't even get a card? He gave me a case card. I don't remember what it was when I found my wallet.
So wait a minute. You're a cop. You know what it's like to take reports every day.
Yes, but
you know how important it is when a piece of evidence is found that it's not a crime for it to be, it's no longer a crime.
I called back. I called the detective number.
And what did you say? I
told him, I said, hey, I had an internal report done. I found my wallet. You take that off the report. I don't remember if they called me back or who called me back, but I called. I remember I was pulling out my complex, taking the left, and I called that number.
So you remember that specific of a detail? That you were leaving your apartment complex while you were calling, taking a left.
I remember that.
You cannot remember being in the woods with Susanna's body and dropping your gun.
I was not in the woods with Susanna's body.
Why was your gun being stolen, of so little importance to you?
I have a lot of guns. So I went to report it.
So Mr. Cop over here, I have a lot of guns, so I don't care that I won't stolen in Gwinnett. And we don't care if that gun's used to kill a cop over here in Gwinnett.
Obviously I care. You didn't let me finish.
You care. You told us you didn't even want a detective. You didn't even want a detective assigned to your case. You told the officer, you don't even have to investigate this.
Because if
we investigate it, we're going to find it, and it's going to be near a dead body that you killed.
No.
You can say no, I don't hear that word from you no more. You just keep going on and on and on. And the stuff you're saying, I don't respect you as a cop. Okay, I don't respect you as a person anymore, because the you're saying is crazy and it makes zero sense. Okay, you may say no all you want, but everything lines up with you doing this. You don't care if anybody finds your gun. You know why? Because it's next to a dead body. I'm sorry. If a gun of mine was stolen, I would be calling the officers. I would want to know who stole this gun.
Yes.
You didn't care.
Because I feel like you reported it stolen. And
you're trying to set up an alibi for your gun.
No, it's not why. I'm trying to think he's a suspect.
Detectives warned Miles that his own words had made him the prime suspect, each statement worsening his case. At that point, respect gave way to harsher measures in interrogation.
The stuff that you're saying makes you look even worse. As we talk to you, you keep telling us stuff, it makes you look worse. You're telling us you're not a suspect, but you are. And everything you say makes you look worse as a cop.
I know sure as hell a SWAT cop wouldn't do this, but here we are. And I hold SWAT even on a higher tier.
I did not do this.
It's disgusting.
I mean, we're frustrated with your comments, to be honest with you. Because we could just read your body language and know you did this. But you're going to hold it to yourself and keep it in there. That's fine. We have the evidence we need. I mean, I was just hoping to give that family some closure.
I did not do this.
You can say that over and over.
Hoping you were going to be a man and own up to whatever you did. But instead you can sit there and be disgusting. Not a cop. You don't represent this badge at all. Or this country.
Yes, I do.
Unfortunately, there's nothing else we can do for you. I mean, you've pretty much confirmed all the evidence we have. Just by saying, I don't know. You can be a man, and when you go to your trial, you can get up on the stand and tell the jury, no, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't my gun in the woods. It wasn't my phone in the woods. Do you get what I'm saying? That? I mean, if you could look these people, if you could look her parents in the eyes and say you didn't kill their daughter, then have at it. If you can live that, you say you're a military guy, you're a cop, and you can live with that, then so be it. Something went wrong that night, and you want to hold that in?
I did not.
Honor, integrity, sacrifice. You're none of those.
And unless you could provide us with that thing that's going to say it's not you, but you haven't done that.
What do y'all want? I'll tell you everything I got.
Okay. All right, man. Get me charged. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Come on, man.
Hey, Mouse, go ahead and stand up for me. Face him out.
Oh, outwards.
Didn't mean to. Still got some room in there?
Yes.
Need a little looser? Just a little bit. All right. There you go.
it all. Take your watch off so it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Lay in here. Just these two?
Yeah. The garment? Yeah.
Police then made a major breakthrough in the case, bringing Miles back in for questioning. This time, with evidence mounting, he found himself completely cornered.
Like
Barrow and Monroe and Harbin.
Yeah, so we have a range out there in Barrow. I have family that live in Winder.
When you
like
say
that.
they, who? Like the department or?
Yeah, we use Barrow County range, so.
Oh, okay.
That's nice they let you use the range. They won't let us use
I used to go to the academy in Athens, so I just drive.
Okay.
I like to drive, especially when I'm into it with my girlfriend. I drive. I drive to Atlanta and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So basically, my sergeant just confirmed. So we did find your gun. Actually, yeah. So that just like raises suspicion even more. Not with you, but like I think it's the same person who probably, because it wasn't listed as stolen before, but I couldn't figure out who had found it. But you watch the news, you know we found Savannah, but there was actually a gun found out there too.
For real?
Yeah. And it's the same serial number. He just verified it.
It's crazy.
I know. So help me walk through it a little bit. Like help me some kind of way. Did you ever go out there do you know where she was found?
316 somewhere.
Yeah. Do you ever go in the woods and stuff out there?
In the woods, no.
Is there any reason why you would have dropped it out there maybe?
No.
Do y'all do any training out there or anything?
Not over there at least.
Okay. So I'm just curious. That's so crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. That is
Wow.
crazy.
So you only go over there when you have to go to drill and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. So do y'all do
Like woodland ops or anything?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of
Yeah.
like military training.
No.
I know. For like SWAT, we do woodland ops.
Yeah, but no, if we do, it wouldn't be. It would be a Fort Stewart. It wouldn't be in our area. It wouldn't be in our area.
Oh, they make you go all the way down there?
Yeah, that's where we do our AT stuff at.
I hate that shit.
But yeah,
I hate that drive. They give you good barracks down there.
It's decent.
Yeah.
I've been to Fort McClellan in Alabama.
Where's that? I've never been there.
It's in Alabama.
Okay.
That's crazy. I found my gun.
So
Do you think it's involved?
I mean, that's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
Because I think it got stolen from you the same day, so it's probably someone that was walking around out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Think about.
That's really weird.
Try to think hard with me. Even if it's like a pattern that you normally do. I really need you right now. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Did you know her at all, Morales? Nothing?
Nothing at all.
Never saw her like playing basketball or anything with the other kids?
Never. I didn't recognize her at all. That is.
Police recovered the firearm at the very spot where the victim was found, a discovery pointing squarely to Miles. Investigators then shifted tactics, determined to extract the truth from him.
Was it the one, there's one off 316 at Winder Highway near the bowling alley?
I don't know. It might be that one.
Like you would have had it from 316, you would have had to take a left, and then it's like right there, another left?
I think so. That might be the one. I think that is the one. That might be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, me and my girlfriend, like.
It's not the one by the jail though, is it?
No, I know that one.
Yeah, it's not that one. Do you think it was closer or further than that one?
It might have been. No clue. It might have been further. I don't know. I remember I just drive when I get mad and me and her get into it, especially after that car incident and stuff like that. Her blocking my whole car in and stuff like that, coming up to my window, hitting it, all type of stuff.
I'm gonna just. So the pictures that went out about Susanna, it's like this picture. She didn't look like that. So I just want to make sure. This is kind of what she looked like that night. She has like curly.
I really see her.
I mean, it's a bright tank top. You didn't see her walking around, maybe?
I would look. Not enough I would have noticed.
Okay. I mean, she's a pretty girl.
Nah.
I don't even roll like that.
I was going through with my girlfriend right there. That was.
Look. All right. So, so you already said like you possibly up there. Your gun was found there.
Yeah.
You know how this goes. We have to do like this, that, and the third to do everything. Which we did. We did our due diligence because I was like, hey, you know, I knew that you were a cop. I'm not dumb. I've been doing this a little while.
Right.
I was like, let me just do my due diligence. So I did get your phone records. So I knew you were already up there. Kind of like right there in that area too. So kind of you were there for a little while, but it's like in an area that there's not much places to park in. So kind of, I need you to think real hard like where you may have been.
I just drove, and then I remember talking to her on the phone.
Yeah, well, you were stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were stopped for a little while, but it's on 316, so there's nowhere to really park unless you pull up on the side of the road. Did you pull up on the side of the road?
No, I don't remember. If I did, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yep, I remember stopping and.
Like on 316 in the dark area where there's like no little.
I don't think it was dark. I remember. I guess there's no traffic lights, so it's dark, stuff like that. But me, I was on the phone with my girl. I talked. Did you see the phone right when I talked to her at all?
I saw 2 phone calls.
Yeah. So I talked to her and stuff like that, and that's it. And then I went to QT, and she was like, "You want to meet?" Stuff like that. I was like, "Yeah."
Okay. Miles.
Yes.
This is where we're at, okay? And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Your phone records are there. You make 2 phone calls 3 hours after she's last seen on camera. And your gun is found right there as well with your phone, where those 2 phone calls are placed. Help me out.
I understand where this is coming from.
No, I'm saying, I know you do. Just help me out a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know what you're thinking, but no.
What would you think?
You think I have something to do with
No, I said, what would you think?
Oh, no, I totally, I get that part, but now my heart's beating, it's like, whoa, you know? I get that. That's almost like, hey, you know, stuff like that, but no, I never been like that, you know? I would never do something like that. I was actually on the phone with her, her and my side chick, like that, and I'm talking to them about stuff. That's it.
What's your side chick's name?
Avion.
Avion, that's the one that lives.
Austell area.
You getting chased around by your girlfriend and then call your side chick to decompress.
Yeah. And then I talked to my girlfriend and we ended up meeting and stuff like that.
So.
Miles Bryant was charged with murder, felony murder, kidnapping, and misdemeanor false report of a crime.
And began looking into Miles Bryant, who reported the gun stolen. I learned that he was an officer with Doraville Police Department. It definitely concerned me pretty much immediately. I then reviewed the body cam from when the gun was taken. I then...
Specifically, that body camera footage you're talking about, was that the body camera footage of Officer Merkley who took the stolen gun report?
Yes.
Let me ask you, I mean, in Gwinnett County, is it uncommon for somebody to have their gun stolen from their vehicle?
No.
And in particular, a gun stolen from the same place in the same night that Susanna went missing. What did you think at that point when you had that information?
It was 1,000% related. I reviewed other reports that were taken that night in that area. Because it was reported as an entering auto, there's never only one entering auto. There may not be other reports, like where they call police, but there's usually some other evidence that there was other activities that were taken.
What do you mean by that, when there's not usually just one?
Someone doesn't come into a complex that's trying to break into cars and only break into one car. I've never seen that.
What do you normally see?
Multiple reports of people's vehicles being broken into.
Okay. In this particular instance, once you found the entering auto report that the defendant made, did you look to see if any other entering auto reports or any other evidence of any other car break-ins had occurred that night?
Yes.
Did you find any?
No.
And when you reviewed the body camera footage, and we watched it here, so we don't need to watch it again, but there was the statement the defendant made about not wanting to have a detective assigned to his case. Did you find that statement unusual?
Very.
And explain to us why.
As an officer, you know that guns just being out on the street is extremely dangerous, especially in the hands of someone who's not registered to it, or juveniles, or other gang members, because they know that their names aren't going to be tied to it. And not knowing who is in possession of a stolen firearm, it's it's dangerous, and even an officer with not a ton of experience should know that.
And so as you saw the report, though, and you watched the body camera video, at that point, did you immediately decide that the defendant was a person of interest, or were there other things that you found as well that led you to that belief?
It definitely piqued my interest a lot more. I then looked at other reports from his. I looked up his name to see if we could if there were other reports, and that's when I located the incident with Alicia Bates in Snellville.
Okay. We've heard from Ms. Bates. You found that. At that point, was it at that point you reached out to Ms. Bates, or was it sometime later?
It was sometime later.
Did you ever, as you were investigating, did you obtain the defendant's cellular phone records?
Yes.
And did the police department analyze those records at that time?
Yes.
What did you find?
That his phone was in the wood line a couple hours after Susanna was last seen on camera, in the wood line where her body was located.
During the trial, the detective testified about the events following the victim's discovery and the evidence discovery, emphasizing that one of the evidence was the most critical in the entire case.
And at 12:58, his device received an incoming phone call from Ms. Parks. Both of these phone calls transpired through a tower and a sector here in what I would describe as the Decula area of the county. You have your latitude and longitude here at the bottom. And I've depicted, because I had the data for where her remains were ultimately found in the report, I've plotted that for you as well with this red dot here, which I think our next slide will drill it a little closer, just shows you the relationship between that tower sector and where her remains were found. And what I've also included in this map is to give you some distance reference material. So I have measured here the distance between the phone's final resting location, Susanna's phone's final location, straight line distance to where the tower and sector is for these calls and how they communicated. And it's just under 18 miles apart.
That's straight line distance. Obviously, if you're going to drive from one location to another, is it greater than 18 miles?
Yes, it would be a mile or two more at least, yes.
Okay. Now, the last call that you had plotted at 12:28 a.m., just looks like north of Lawrenceville in the airport area. Right. After that, the next communication or record on the phone, Mr. Bryant's phone, was 24 minutes later, and it was in Decula.
Right. It would have been, so the last slide had the device somewhere here, around the airport. So we've moved, the device has clearly moved east.
All right. Now, the area, and I'm going to go to the next slide here. What are we looking at?
So this is a close depiction of the previous slide. And what I've given you here again is that geographic reference point for her remains and where they were found. And this is that same tower and sector from the previous phone calls that we talked about. This is a more direct depiction of it. And what I've also shown here is how close the remains are to that tower and sector. So if the device had been in or around where the remains were found, that's very consistent with the data in the phone.
Okay. And the area there that we're looking at, and give a bigger overview here, this area, I went back one slide, but this area here that we're looking at, they're right near the tower. Is that an area that's right off of Highway 316?
Yes.
Okay. And in terms of the slide, the coordinates that you've already mapped, the records that you've already mapped, are these records consistent with the defendant's phone having traveled down Highway 316 all the way into Decula to this location?
Yes, the records are consistent with that scenario.
Okay. Going to go here to the next slide. What are we looking at here?
And so going forward, we're continuing to look at Mr. Bryant's T-Mobile phone And after the previous calls, the only thing we see, there's about a 2-hour time frame where on this device, we don't see any more activity, but the next activity is at 2:42 a.m. And it's in this location here, this latitude and longitude. And this is an outgoing call to Ms. Parks again. But by this time, he's back communicating with that same tower and sector that is most associated with his address that we talked about in the very beginning. This is back on that same tower and sector from, I believe, the first slide I showed you.
The investigator presented evidence tied to Miles's phone location, a detail that added more weight to the prosecution's case. This revelation was also a major blow to Miles's alibi.
Mr. Bryant, on count 1, malice murder, I sentenced you to life without the possibility of parole. Count 2 and count 3, I believe, vacate as operation of law. Count 5, I sentenced you to 12 months, which is the maximum I can, consecutive to your life without the possibility of parole. Thank you. You may go with the deputies.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
Certainly.
Certain courts do it differently. With the court, when I filed the motion for new trial, would you like for me to officially file a motion to withdraw?
That's all right.
Yes.
I'm just going to appoint an appellate lawyer. Thank you, Ms. Drake. Thank you, Ms. Drake and Mr. Dobbins, for your service. Thank you very much for your service.
With the evidence stacked against Miles, the judge ultimately reached a decision and handed down the final sentence. Here is the moment Miles learns about his fate. If the betrayal of trust by an officer left the community shaken, the next case reveals just how devastating and far-reaching street violence can truly become.
Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Hands up. Keep your hands up.
On July 27, 2024, police raided multiple locations as multiple suspects from the shooting of Julio Fulio were present at the locations. Here's how it all unfolded.
Hands behind your back.
On the Anytime Fitness, it was at 4:13 is when that thing was.
Isaiah 10, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We are in your front driveway. We have a warrant for your arrest. Come to the front door with nothing in your hand. We are not going away.
We're headed your way to a...
Hands up!
Come on out, put your hands up.
You're good. Come on out. Hands up.
Come
Put
on
your
out,
hands
put
up.
your hands up. Target to the officer.
Can't tell. Your target? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Yep. Put your hands up!
Listen, put your
hands in the air. Hands up.
Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
All right. Slowly walk toward me. Let's go. Right here. Right here. Walk right here. Let's go. Yeah.
Walk this way. Listen to the instructions.
Yep. Hey, keep your hands up and walk out towards me. Hey, over here. Come this way. Over here. You're going to get hit with the less lethal.
While the first two suspects were taken into custody without incident, the next suspects posed unexpected challenges for the officers, creating tension during the whole procedure.
Hands up and walk toward me. Hands up and walk toward me. Keep coming. Keep coming. Coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Stop. Stop. Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Hands up. Keep your hands up. Hands up. Don't reach for your waist. Do not reach for your waist. Look at me. Back up to me. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. All right, go to your knees. Put your hands behind your back. Stay there. Stay there. Don't move.
Isaiah? Isaiah?
Stand up.
Both Section County and Andrews there, or no?
Keep walking. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Is there anybody else inside?
After placing the suspects into custody, police launched a thorough investigation. During the process, officers obtained surveillance footage, which provided crucial context and helped piece together the events surrounding the case.
Open the car door! Let me see your hands! Step on out! Step on out! Look away! Back up to the sound of my voice! Yep. Stop right there. Lift your shirt up. Turn. Do a 360. What? Just listen to us. We'll talk about it. Keep going. Keep going. Turn. Turn. Now walk back to the sound of my voice. Come on. Keep coming. 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 Walk back to me.
Police records state that during interrogation, officers presented surveillance footage to Alicia Andrews, who was able to identify all suspects involved. Alicia L. Andrews and Isaiah J. Chance were charged with premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm, conspiracy to commit premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm. Sean A. Gathright was charged with premeditated first-degree murder with a firearm, 2 counts. Attempted premeditated murder in the first degree with a firearm, 3 counts. Tampering with physical evidence. Davian Murphy was arrested the following day, while Rashad Murphy was caught after 6 months on the run. Both of them were charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and 3 counts of first-degree attempted murder.
Okay, so based upon the testimony and the governing statute as I interpret it, first of all, with regards to the parents, I know they testified that they could basically monitor and provide a home for Miss Andrews, but the situation remains, she has no ties to Tampa. And that was articulated at the pretrial detention hearing, and that remains a fact today. She may have someplace she can live in Jacksonville, but she doesn't have a place here in Tampa. With regards to, so their contention that they could monitor her around the clock in Jacksonville does not have material bearing to me as far as Judge Sabella's original decision. The testimony of Robert Howard and the lack of ballistics or fingerprint or DNA, as well as the domestic violence information, again, I find those do not have a material bearing and therefore I'm going to deny the defendant's motion for reconsideration for release pursuant to 907.041, the pretrial detention statute.
Alicia's defense team requested bond during the trial, though the judge expressed certain concerns. The question is, will the judge allow the bond?
Any rebuttal, Ms. Doherty?
Judge, obviously we have to prove state of mind. That is relevant. But when we're talking about, this is not a self-defense case where she has killed her attacker. In that case, you clearly would be able to explore that. It would go to a potential defense. This is not a self-defense case. And so the only other fact that would, or defense that would go to would be duress, and they're not entitled to a duress defense. And so we're very concerned with any sort of confusing the jury and them being able to explore or elicit any sort of facts or statements about any concern that she may have for a co-defendant. And that's what that case law, that Florida State Supreme Court case law cites to. It doesn't matter how afraid or scared you may be of one of your co-defendants. In fact, that Cole case is a woman who was charged along with a male co-defendant of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Duress is never going to be an excuse if you're fearful of your own life to take another's life. And so that is the point. The jury shouldn't be able to hear any sort of issues that she does have with a co-defendant, because that defense is not available to her for first-degree premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder.
And I agree with what the state is saying as it relates to a duress defense and a duress instruction. We're not asking for a duress instruction, and we're not putting this in for the purpose of proving a duress defense.
Well, then what in the world would it be relevant to? That's the thing I don't understand the relevancy then. Because if you're not arguing defense, what does it matter if her co-defendant committed domestic violence against her? Why is that relevant?
I'll proffer at least one fact in this case. So in this case, the state will put on evidence that Alicia Andrews gave Isaiah Chance, her cell phone, so that either he could conceal his identity or that she could help him commit the crime in this case. And the past incidents of domestic violence, I'll proffer to the court, is that situations where Alicia Andrews was forced to give her phone over to Isaiah Chance, was beat, was dragged, sometimes even sort of like kidnapped in his home for not giving up her phone and for texting other individuals on her phone, right? And so in this case, where the state is saying, hey, she gave up her phone willingly, she gave up her phone for the purpose of planning this, or helping to plan this murder, it's not the case. Her intent for doing that, her motive for doing that is completely different, right? And it's the past, the domestic violence and the past facts that I just proffered to the court that would shed light on why she's in a position where she feels that she has to give up her phone or can't leave and turn around and go another way, because she's been abused by this individual in the past. And likely, if she doesn't comply with what he's saying, the same thing could happen to her in this situation. So,
well, wouldn't she have to testify for any of that to come in?
She would.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. At this point, I'm going to grant the motion without prejudice. Okay, so regards to the motion for order in limine, you all are not to get into any prior incidents of domestic violence between the defendant and as Isaiah Chance, her co-defendant. However, if it appears to you that you think it's not relevant, we just need to talk about it before you get into it. Okay, so I'm granting the motion without prejudice to review it. With regards to the motion to strike the defense witnesses, I'm going to reserve ruling on that. I'm not just going to strike them at this point, but again, before you were to call them as witnesses or even discuss what their testimony might be in front of the jury, you can't do that until you've gotten permission from me. However, I do think, do you have a defense witness list other than just these two witnesses?
We have a cell phone expert.
Okay.
That we listed, and That's it.
That's fine, because when we're doing jury selection, I'm going to ask you to identify any potential witnesses. So go ahead and include the names of these 2 witnesses on your list, just to make sure that none of the jurors know any of your defense witnesses. But again, we're doing this with the understanding that they're not going to testify, and you're not going to discuss what their testimony would be unless you've asked me to revisit this and I have told you, yes, this is now admissible.
In court, Alicia's defense team attempted to present evidence explaining her compliance with Chance's demands, but the question remained, would the judge accept their argument?
All right, and Mr. Chance is where? Okay, good morning. And then Sean Gathright.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Michelle Rayner on behalf of Mr. Gathright. He's present and in the box, Your Honor.
Okay, and are you Mr. Gathright? Okay, good morning. All right, so we're here for arraignment, and have you all entered written notices already?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. So I guess the question is, at this point, do you know if you're waiving speedy trial or not? And you can remain seated. You're fine. You don't have to keep popping up and down.
Yes, Your Honor. Once again, for the record, Attorney Michelle Rayner on behalf of Mr. Gathright. I, at this point, will be waiving speedy trial on behalf of my client.
Okay. And
on behalf of Ms. Andrews, I'll stand just because the podium's in my way. We yet have not made a decision. We would like to review discovery and discuss that with Ms. Andrews prior to making that decision.
Okay. And Mr. Petraeus?
Yes, Your Honor. We will waive speedy trial on behalf of Mr. Chance.
Okay. And then there is a 4th co-defendant that is currently incarcerated up in Duval County. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what's the status with that defendant?
The defendant, Mr. Murphy, had pending charges in Duval County. Those charges have since resolved, and he should be transported to Hillsborough shortly.
Okay, do we know when?
We do not have an anticipated date of transportation.
Okay, and so has he been arrested on the outstanding, I see there was an outstanding warrant from Hillsborough.
The most recent outstanding habeas when the indictment was filed was executed.
Okay, so Speedy's running for him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so have you all, so you don't know yet exactly when he's being transported back?
We do not, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you know what his next court date is in Duval County?
As of Friday, the pending charges he had in Duval County had been no filed, so we anticipate that it will be shortly within the next few weeks.
Okay. So, when does Speedy run for those that have not yet waived?
For Miss Andrews, February 7th, Your Honor.
Okay.
And for Rashad Murphy, it would be, it should be in February as well. We would have to check the date.
But we're looking at
exactly,
February
but we're also looking at February.
Okay.
At the short hearing, the judge addressed the proposal to waive a speedy trial, and the matter was briefly discussed in court. And here's what they decided.
Okay, so I know we are set today for me to conduct a Ferretta colloquy with Mr. Murphy, and I will do that. I would note at the last hearing, I find that Mr. Murphy's request to represent himself was not unequivocal. At one point he said he wanted to represent himself, then he said he wanted time to hire new counsel, and I candidly am still unsure as to really what Mr. Murphy truly wants. I suspect that Mr. Murphy, understandably so, is very frustrated by the restrictions he's been placed on in Hillsborough County Jail. So what I would like to do, Mr. Murphy, before we get into the issue of whether or not you're actually going to waive a very important right, constitutional right to be represented by counsel, I've asked the representative from the jail, Ms. Hamill-Harris, to be here, and I'm going to delve a little further into what the restrictions are and see if I can get a better grasp on what's going on there. So with your permission, I'd like to set off the Ferretta for now, let Mr. Gonzalez go ahead and represent you for this portion, and then after we kind of work through those issues, then we can go on to the Ferretta colloquy, assuming you still want to go forward with your intention to represent yourself. Does that sound good to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For you to give up your right to be represented by counsel is, in my opinion, such a fundamental mistake on your part But the Constitution, the United States Constitution, allows people to make horrible mistakes and choose to represent themselves when they should not. But I think you may be under the incorrect impression that if you choose to represent yourself, then you can file your demand for speedy trial, and then a magic wand will be waved and you'll be home sooner. And I don't think that is a correct assumption at all. And the downside to you is literally the ending of your life via the death penalty. That's the downside for you rolling the dice. So I just need, if you wish to pursue representing yourself, we'll have the Feretta colloquy, and I will go over everything, every way you're going to be hindered by making that choice. And if I find that you are knowingly and voluntarily waiving your right to be represented by counsel, and then I will grant your request. But I don't want you to think that that means you're going to turn around and file a demand for speedy trial and I'm necessarily going to grant it. Because I anticipate the state will file some type of motion to strike it, and then I'll rule on the motion and we'll see where we are. So I guess, Mr. Murphy, do you want to talk to Mr. Gonzalez about this any further? What is your desire?
We talked about it. It's like just sit back there for so long.
I know. I understand. And I don't honestly know the answer as far as how much authority I have to tell the jail what to do. I really don't know the answer. I haven't had this ever come up in 23 years. I've never had this come up. But I am willing to look into it, and I'm willing to continue the dialogue, and I'm willing to do repeated statuses to see where we are. And if you would be willing at this point to keep Mr. Gonzalez on as your counsel and allow him to guide you through this process, and then I am going to talk to the detective, have him give me sworn testimony in camera so I get a better feel for what the allegations are, and then we can go from there. I would encourage you to follow that route, to at least allow Mr. Gonzalez and myself the chance to kind of get a better grasp of what's going on. And then at the end of the day, once that has been explored and I know exactly what I can or cannot do and what the facts are or are not, once we reach that step, then at that point you can tell me, okay, Judge, yes, I still want to represent myself, or no, Judge, I want to continue with Mr. Gonzalez. How does that sound to you?
That's okay. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Davian Murphy, however, pursued an unusual course that allowed him to handle matters on his own, a decision that appeared somewhat unexpected from the court's perspective.
Yes.
And are you adopting the emergency motion to continue trial?
Yeah, I did file on a waiver of speedy trial, and I will be adopting.
Okay. So I will,
Just on this basis.
okay. So I will grant the motion with the waiver of speedy trial. And Ms. Hurdle, do you have a motion at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I am making a motion to withdraw.
Okay.
As counsel.
And Ms. Andrews, you understand what's happening here? Okay, so Mr. McLymont is going to stay on as your counsel. Ms. Hurdle is going to withdraw as your counsel. And due to that fact, there's no way they could be ready, Mr. McLymont could be ready for trial on Monday, as this case is currently scheduled. Okay, so then he has entered a waiver of speedy trial on your behalf. So I do want to get a new trial date on the calendar because I know the attorneys for the state are very busy. This court's busy. So Mr. McLymont, do you have your calendar handy?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. So I can tell you all, I don't have any availability currently until August. So let's start with the state, and it would probably be August 18th, August 25th, somewhere around there. Let's say the 18th.
Judge, I would be fine if we started on the 18th because I have another homicide trial on September 8th.
Okay.
So as long as, yes, if we started on the 18th and had 2 weeks, I think that would be fine.
That's also fine with Mrs. Her and myself. Right?
Okay. And Mr. McLymont, how are you looking then?
Everything looks smooth.
Okay. And actually, because we're going to need, how many jurors did we say we're going to need?
70.
70. Oh, we're fine. Then we can keep it on the 18th. All right. So then we will go ahead and reset this case for trial beginning Monday, August the 18th at 9 a.m. And I'll set aside 2 weeks. It's not going to take a full 2 weeks, but in abundance of caution, I'll set it aside. But I'm thinking it'll be more like a week and a day or a week and a 2 days max. So we have a status with the other defendants, I think. Let me look here. March 31st at 10 a.m. So we will set Miss Andrews for status as well. And for that hearing, Mr. McLymont, if you would like to appear via Zoom, you can. You just know the drill. You got to let me know ahead of time. And then if for some reason that status, if an evidentiary matter has to be heard on that date and time, then obviously you'd have to make the trip up from Miami if it involved your client. But if not, if you're just appearing just for a status to check in, then you can appear via Zoom.
During the course of Alicia's court appearance, her defense faced multiple issues. Here is what they had to say in court. The initial trial is scheduled to begin in October 2025. Now look at these. One woman was caught while trying to seduce an officer to avoid arrest. Next, a man was caught while attempting to abuse a woman. And lastly, another woman was caught while trying to kidnap someone. All of these criminals are now in jail. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.